Hi guys, welcome to another video, and I'll start off by saying straight away this is about to take 600,000 million, and the reason being is because I keep going off on ridiculous tangents that make absolutely no sense, and I'll sound like a dick. So I'm going to try and sound less like a dick and less tangents. I'm going to try and keep this condensed, and I probably will go off on another tangent, but this is the video and this is how it's going to be, and that's it. So let's set my stall out. Let's start right from the top. There's two things I'm going to cover in this video, and the first one is Vita and the amazing lineup of games, and the reason why I rate the Vita so highly that I'm almost ridiculous in my appraisal and my appreciation of how fantastic the Vita is. It's verging on ridiculous to some people how obsessed I am with the thing, but there you go. And the second thing that I want to touch upon is essentially, it's been touched upon by other people, and it's been the actual news stories that have arisen from it have been and gone. But I essentially want to talk about why I think Metacritic is essentially a magnet of bullshit, and also why we need to have more independent review sites and better educated people doing the reviewing, or to put it another way, people that are influenced by advertisements and money. Bad influence, if anybody remembers that on ITV years and years ago. They had the idea sort of right, in the sense that they picked on kids and they asked kids what they wanted to play. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe we need to do a vox pop and speak to people about what they play. I don't know, but anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. There we go. So let's start from the top. Vita. Why do I like Vita? Well, apart from it being a fantastic technical achievement, an amazing handheld machine, and a wonder to the eyes and ears, it's mainly the lineup of games. And the reason why I love the lineup of games is essentially because I love Japanese culture. I love Japan. I love everything to do with every aspect of Japanese lifestyle. I would love to live there. Obviously that's a ridiculous, unbelievably pointless dream, but I would like to go there for a holiday, and I think that's achievable, and I would like to do that in the future, if at all possible. But essentially, why do I like the Vita? Well, let's start with the name dropping. Top 3 at the moment is Danganronpa, which is a game that is by Spike Chunsoft. Most people might know Spike, most people might know Chunsoft. Spike Chunsoft have united together, and they've, since, I don't know, I think it was like 2010 or something, they've been producing some absolute quality, and their name is, in my mind now, synonymous with top quality Vita gaming. So what have they done? Let's start with them. So the games that I'm playing at the moment are Danganronpa, as I say. Danganronpa is if anybody knows who Monokuma is, they will be smiling so big at the screen right now, they'll love it. Any of you guys who are into retro games will absolutely get this game. You will absolutely, it will start some cog in your brain off from when you was a youngster playing on your NES, your SNES, your Mega Drive, your Saturn even, and your PlayStations. That era, the 16-bit, sort of 32-bit era, cusp of the 8-bit era, around those times, if you've got a sense of what the graphic style was like, if you've got a sense of what gaming was about back then, you will appreciate Danganronpa in its purest form. The art style, the way it's been directed is truly marvellous, but there's a modern edge to it. And what surprised me was how all of the art style, all of the gameplay style, the game is essentially Phoenix Wright. So if you know Phoenix Wright, if you've played it on the DS or even on the GBA if you're hardcore, you'll know that the game is investigative, search and find. I love that style of game for my own personal reasons. I love that kind of adventure style. Not a lot of people do. I fully appreciate that, but The story is so good. If you're into twists and turns, if you're into shocks, this will blow your brains out. But the art style, the music, I don't even care about music, and that's usually an irrelevance to me. But the music is mind-blowing. Everything about Danganronpa is a true marvel and it's totally worthy of your time. And if you own a Vita, get it. It's essential. Just get it. However you do it, whether it be in a sale or whatever, go get the bloody game. It is perfection itself. I've got the sequel, which apparently is better, but I'm not going to trust that for a reason that I'll come to later. But Danganronpa, play it, enjoy it. Why did I get the Vita in the first place? A lot of people ask me, why did I get it? Why would I want something like that? It essentially boiled down to 3 games. The first one, Uncharted. Maybe I'm being a bit of a sellout there. A lot of people who know me know that I'm into original ideas. I put my money where original, exciting game ideas come from. So for me to say I want to play an Uncharted game seems a bit, I don't know, people might think I'm selling out or something. But I've got all 3 Uncharted games on the PS3, and I loved them. I loved the experiences that they gave. I haven't played them all in their entirety, but the experiences that I've had with all 3 have been fantastic, and I enjoyed the single player campaigns on them. So, what can you do? You gotta be honest, haven't you? I liked it. So the idea of playing Uncharted handheld just blew me away. The thought of it just was amazing. Uncharted, the graphics, the gameplay, the whole thing brought into a handheld system is mind-blowing to me. The second game I wanted to play was Everybody's Golf. I love Everybody's Golf on the PS3. Devastated that they shut down the online service for that. Truly chronic about that for a period of time. On the Vita, it's the same bloody game, let's face it, but on the Vita. So again, not exciting original games here, but the idea of it got me, turned on to the idea of playing a Vita. And the third game I wanted to play was Lumines. I'd never played a Lumines game. The idea of playing it on the Vita, to me, it seemed like the definitive version. And what really pushed me over the edge was the fact that this Lumines game that I'd seen was £4. So wow, cheers, mate. So that's what turned me on a little bit to it all. So I got my Vita, brought it home. There's all the usual, check it out online. You'll see what it's all about. There's the AR stuff, the chargers, the main system. I've got the secondary vision of the Vita, so I haven't got the one with the OLED screen. My version is like a budget version, I suppose you could say. No bad thing. At the end of the day, we've all got to save money, haven't we, and all that crap. Would have preferred the OLED screen for various reasons, but not a problem. What have I been playing? Danganronpa. That's the first game. I'm not going to spoil the story. I'm not going to go into it in any depth because the video is only going to be a certain length. Excuse me. So what am I going to say to you about the game? I'm going to say to you, if you get games and you appreciate games and you understand what gaming is from that period of time, from that era, from the 8-bit era, the 16-bit era, that kind of thing, this game the art style will give you a massive smile. It'll put a massive smile on your face. And Monokuma as a character is, wow, pretty cool. Blew me away the first time I saw it. Very Western style to some of the art and some of the artwork and some of the way that the game's presented. I get the feeling that the producers of the game have had experiences in the West and they've done things like murder mysteries and stuff like that, because there's a lot of tension there. Very good. Exceptional. The best ever, do you know what I'm saying? And even when you complete the thing, there's the school mode, which is arguably one of the most addictive resource management games I've ever played. And yeah, brilliant. What's the second game that blew my brains out? Well, that was Demon Gaze. Now, Demon Gaze is at its heart the most simplistic dungeon crawler ever. It is literally, we're back to one square moving forward in corridors type gaming here. So what? The game is addictive as hell. What I think what the producers worked out is that I think the team who made it is just a small team. I'm not entirely sure, but it's Kadokawa Games. I think they had a hand in Lollipop Chainsaw, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but oh yes, they did. Yeah. So there you go. So the people involved in Lollipop Chainsaw had a hand in this game, Demon Gaze. So at its heart, it's just it's basically Shining the Holy Ark, essentially. But what makes it interesting is it's not even that the graphics are amazing, because they're not. The graphics are kind of alright, they're not exceptional. It's not even that the game has a hugely original set of ideas. It doesn't really. As you know, in the majority of cases, it's typical standard dungeon crawl fare. It's move around, kill baddies in random battles, that kind of thing. You know, the story isn't exceptional. So straight away, I'm not selling this game to you. But you're thinking, well, why the hell is he getting all like wet over it, basically? Well, it's as simple as this. What they've done in terms of the mechanics of the game, in terms of the gameplay, what they've done is they've taken everything that's good about a dungeon crawler and just wired it up to like 1,000 million. They're just like giving it this huge jolt of amazingness. Because the game size, I think, is about 800 meg total if you download it, and I think nowadays that's like not a lot. So because the game is so small, and because essentially what you're doing is dungeon crawling, I think the engine is really smooth and fast, and I think they've sussed this out. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm just guessing, but if you look at how the game progresses and how the game plays, it's so simple. It's so beautiful. It's like when you grind in a game, it's like the people who made the game were anticipating that someone would be prepared to go down that road of grinding, and they didn't make it easy on you. In other words, in this game, it's like they knew you were going to grind. It's like they knew you were going to go through a process, and you was going to go through a repetitious process. So what they've done is they put in all these extras to make the game, put in all these bits and little trinkets and various other things to make the grind less grindy. You know, so there's bits in it where, like, you know, you're finding items and stuff like that and essentially leveling up your characters, and it's boring in a sense, but then you have these mini goals that you achieve as you go along. You have to collect skulls and mushrooms, and when you give these items in, you get different cutscenes and various extras and various things, and it's like they've worked out that they can't wow you with like exceptional graphics or something, but they can wow you with under the hood stuff. And I'm all about seeing the details that you don't necessarily see. I'm all about working stuff out that you don't necessarily work out. That's my thing. I love it. So I'm playing the game, and every glorious thing, selecting stuff from menus even, it's beautiful. It just makes sense. It just works. It's just, you want to get something done, it gets done double quick time. You know, if you want to grind, you know you've got to go through that process, but they make it so nice for you. They give you a bit of extra, you know, help, or they give you a little bit of extra. They make the menu systems, even every aspect of the game, it's like they've play tested the crap out of it, and that is genius. You know, it ranks like right up there in terms of dungeon crawlers, because they've just honed every aspect of it to perfection. If you go online, they don't mention any of this. They don't mention a single thing about this. They rate it as average and non-distinct. You know, they just rate it as this like bottom of the range average thing, and it's ridiculous. It's just stupid how it's verging on a lie, because they just miss out everything that is going to make a gamer want to play the thing. And it continues along this vein, you know, and that's what brings me on to my second subject. But let's talk about the Vita one last time, because I love it. I don't expect you all to just like drop what you're doing and go and get a Vita. In fact, you probably think I'm a twat for saying it, for saying all these things about the Vita. But if you dig games, I would happily go on. If you're on Twitter, add me on Twitter. I'll happily go through what games are utterly gonna blow your brains out. Essentially, when you download a Vita game, or when you buy a Vita game, and especially games by NIS America, Nippon Ichi Software America, NIS America, anything by NIS America, instant buy, just instant buy. Akiba Strip is another one. Akiba's Strip is another one. Brilliant game. I haven't played it properly yet. I want to desperately. Wow. You know, even the games that I'm shit at, like BlazBlue, I still enjoy playing them. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, sorry. I bought that game on the cheap off the PlayStation Store, you know, in a sale with all the DLC, and mwah! But I'm shit at it, so it frustrates me. But anyway, that shouldn't be a reason to knock a game down, should it? Pick your poison. If you're into role-playing games, you're well catered for on the Vita. If you're into fighting games, there's some really good condensed versions of games. And when I mean condensed, I mean they haven't taken anything out as such. It's just a smaller experience. And some people don't necessarily, especially people who are really into fighting games, they like to have the arcade sticks and the big screens and everything. But at the end of the day, it's the game on the Vita, for Christ's sake. You know, there's not a single bad game that I've played on, barring one, which is Little Deviants. And if you see that game, it's shit. Utter crap. So it's a selection of mini games. The characters aren't likable or appealing. It's twattish. It's amateur hour. I wouldn't even feed it to a 5-year-old and give it to them to play, because it's just, yeah. That's the only game that I've had a disagreement with. Every other game I've had a good experience with, and even if I've got frustrated with the game, it's not necessarily because the game's shit. It's because I'm shit at the game. Let's get back onto the track. Metacritic is bullshit. It's a nucleus, it's a haven, it's a fucking wasp nest of fucking crap. Cesspools have more useful information contained within them. Metacritic is just a magnet of bullshit. And for me, I used Metacritic for a period of time to assess games just on a very simplistic. I'd click on their listing on Metacritic or whatever, so I type in the name of the game, see the Metacritic listing, and go and do my thing. And it's bullshit. It's just all bullshit. It's not necessarily Metacritic's fault as such, but it's just that they just harness all this crap and put it in one place, which is a lot of IGN, they're the worst. GameSpot or whatever they're called, they're shit. Eurogamer, I started off by instantly tying them to the same brush as IGN, which is a little bit wrong, but I just don't agree. I just think that the way that they talk, the language that they use, the way they express themselves, the fact that they miss out vital points but then talk bollocks about others is utterly. It don't do me no. It don't enamour me to them, to be honest with you. I just think that they're shite. And don't get me wrong, the thing about Eurogamer that's interesting is that they get access to some amazing things, and they get access to some truly wonderful stuff. And it's interesting because the stuff that they bring to the table is interesting in itself, but then you read how they write and you read what they say and how they portray themselves, and it just irritates me. Some of the best stuff that they write about isn't stuff that it isn't down to their own intuition or their own creative writing skills. It's to do with the fact that they've attached themselves with something genuinely interesting. They did an article about where the people in Games Master are now, like the host, like Dominic, is it Dominic Diamond, and all the other people, like that Dave character, was it Dave Perry, what do they do nowadays and all that crap. And that was interesting, but then quite openly and quite obviously they were goading the two people into having a fight, which was just stupid, and it ruined it. It just wrecked it. It was an interesting article right up until the point where they started talking bollocks and wasting everybody's time. And I've got a massive opinion on why the top sites are not to be trusted in terms of providing you with information. And I just hate how because a game isn't popular in the eyes of the world, or because a game hasn't had a huge amount of press, it's instantly tossed aside and not given a huge, it's not given a fanfare like some of the other stuff. I would like to see, I would be interested, and I would find it surprising if IGN, for a laugh, did a massive thing on Demon Gaze, That would truly be funny to me. I would read that and I would probably get embroiled in that. Ain't gonna happen because it's not the kind of game that appeals to those types of people. But I wish it would. And that's mainly the issues that I've got, is that there's truly amazing games out there and you guys aren't going to get to play them because you don't know and you don't care, because we're getting Destiny rammed down our throats and Devolve rammed down our throats, FIFA 500 billion rammed down our throats. These games are not bad games, they're just boring, they're just tiring. Borderlands the pre-sequel, why can't you just call it Borderlands 3, do you know what I mean? Or why can't you just call it Borderlands 0 or -1 or whatever the shit it is? This the pre-sequel. What the fuck does that even mean? It's just bullshit. And as far as I'm concerned, where it's at, gaming-wise, modern gaming-wise, is the Vita. And if you're into retro games and you're interested in the possibility of investing your money in something in a modern sense, then don't get a PlayStation 4, because that'll do your head in. Don't get an Xbox One, because that's shit and do your head in. Just don't get them on systems, just get them on handheld. 3DS has some great titles, and the Vita. My advice to a retro gamer who wants to delve into the murky worlds of modern gaming, need to look at the games like the Vita on the Vita and look at games on the 3DS. I love some certain 3DS games. There are certain 3DS games that I absolutely adore also, but not on the same. They're not even in the same fucking league. Not even in the same world. Not even the same sphere of thought as the games on the Vita. There's some truly amazing games on the Vita, and I'm not going to list them. I thought about doing it. I've told you one, told you two. Go and have a look. Come back to me. If you think I'm lying to you, if you think I'm filling you head full of bullshit, tell me now. Send me a message. Go on Twitter. Tell everybody that I'm wrong, and I'll show you categorically with my own, without even using links to websites, I'll show you why the Vita is truly superb. I'll leave it on this note. Play Conception 2. Then, or look at the videos of Conception 2, then go back to the reviews of Conception 2 on Metacritic, and then you'll understand why I think that Metacritic is a big bag of unholy shit. Thanks a lot for your time. Really appreciate it. It's a long video, costs whatever. Have a good one. See you soon, and thanks a lot for watching. All the best.